How's it going, everybody? eCom Tom here with another video coming at you guys. And first, before we get started, I have a question for you guys. Have you guys seen a decrease in your sales recently? Maybe a decrease in your promoted listing impressions or some sort of impressions out there, and you're wondering if you've gotten flagged. I mean, I know flagging or talking about eBay flagging or throttling your account is the big topic now in the last 3 to 4 months of eBay dropshipping. And it is true. It is a thing, and you definitely need to be worried for it. And in this video, I mean, I get asked 2, 3, 4 times a day, Tom, can you look at my listings? Tom, can you look at my impressions? I think I'm flagged. I'm not sure. And it's really hard to explain to people over text or show them pictures of what they should be looking for. Maybe they don't know where to find it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly that, exactly how to go into your account, look at your impressions. First off, see 2 of my accounts that have gotten flagged in the past, my sales from PayPal at the end of 2018, and everything just to show you guys that flagging is real. Then I bring you into my account and I do show you exactly how to go find your impressions, your promoted listing impressions. If you're not running promoted listing campaign, what you can do about it, and how to look at your sales and your graphs over time, change it, make custom graphs and everything like that. So if that's what you're interested in, and if you do need to know how to get flagged, or if you're not sure if you've gotten flagged, this is the video for you. So let me take you inside of my computer and get you guys started on your way. Okay, so like I said at the beginning of this video, this PowerPoint and video is all about seeing if your account is actually flagged. I've been asked by a ton of people out there every single day, is my account flagged? I'm not making that many sales. I don't know how to check. And this video is made for you guys. So before we get started, I will be asking you interactive questions, so please pause the video, type in your answers if you want to, and ask any questions as we go along. And if you like what you see, please smash that like button in order to get this video out to more people, because I really need everybody in the eBay dropshipping community to be able to see this so that they can go on and start manual dropshipping and make money in 2019. So first off, what does getting flagged mean? And that means that eBay throttles your listings visibility. So whether say there's 20 people on a listing, if you get throttled, maybe you were at the top of the listing, you had all your sales velocity going, and now you're at the bottom of the listing, or maybe on the second page, third page, and nobody's going to see your item at that point. So your listings get way less visibility, which means impressions. So an impression is whenever somebody sees your item. If you get less impressions, you're going to get less clicks by nature because nobody's seeing it, and then you're going to get less sales because of that. So like I said in point 2, you make way less sales. Maybe you're doing $1,000 in sales a day. Maybe you're doing 2,000. Then all of a sudden you're barely scraping 1, 2, 3, 4 sales a day, and you're barely hitting anything. And you're like, what the hell is going on? And there's many reasons for why this could happen. A lot of people are speculating, and I'm speculating, that it's API-related software. But the biggest thing is API-related software with Amazon onto eBay. I highly believe that eBay is targeting people selling Amazon onto eBay, mainly because eBay is Amazon. I mean, Amazon is eBay's biggest competitor, and Amazon is clearly winning the game of e-commerce in the last 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years. They're really killing it. Anytime somebody goes onto eBay, they buy an item and it comes in 1.5 days or 2 days, and like, wow, that was pretty fast, and it comes in an Amazon box, they're probably more likely just to go onto Amazon next time and say, hey, wow, they came probably via Prime. Even if they're not mad, then they might just go somewhere else and buy it the next time. eBay is really struggling to keep members on their site, and they want to do everything they can to keep a customer that's coming back keep coming back for more. Also, I really do highly suspect that it is bad metrics. Back in the day, we would be doing all sorts of just cancellations of items. I would cancel 5, 10, 15 items a day. I wouldn't care about it. It didn't matter. Returns all over the place. But now eBay has been really, really just locking down on those types of metrics, and you really need to be running a tight run ship in order to succeed and not get hit with all these extra fees and other types of cases and resolutions and things like that you are going to go below standard for. So it usually happens if you start a brand new account, connect API software to, and start bulk listing right away, or try to get your listing limits up and start listing extremely fast. It'll usually happen within 3 to 4 weeks is what I've seen from people in the Facebook groups. I've also seen it myself on an account. And if it doesn't happen in 3 to 4 weeks, I mean, just go and check over time. And I'm going to show you how to do that in your promoted listings in the next part of this video. So everything I've seen, also the next point is that you can't get unflagged. I've never seen anybody get their account unflagged. Some people say that it happens. I highly doubt it. I mean, you can make anything look unflagged if you were making sales or had impressions up, then you canceled your listings, and then you listed them back again. There's any way to make your account look unflagged, but anything I've ever done, you are still going to get impressions. You are still going to get clicks on your promoted listings. You are still going to get sales, but it's just going to be way less. And if you look at a small subset of maybe like a 1 week's time, you can make it look like your sales and impressions and everything are going back up. But in reality, if you compare it to what you were doing 4 months ago, if the account had been around that long, then you're really doing nothing compared to what you were doing. So the only way that I've ever found to get around this is make a new account and go manual. I personally took the route of canceling every item, everything that was on those accounts, all the subscriptions, just shutting them down, shutting down my store, and just moving on to a manual store. I know some people have like an emotional attachment to their stores, and I don't have that, but other people definitely do. And if you really want, you can keep that account going if it's flagged, and then just start a manual store, realize it's way better, and then probably eventually cancel it. So ways to tell you're flagged. I mean, these are two different accounts. This is one of my biggest accounts. This is from September 17th to December 31st. I was up around probably, I believe that's like 86,000 impressions at September 17th. And, all the way down to, I'm pretty sure this was less than 1,000 impressions in that day, in a specific day. And that's a huge drop. I mean, that's not just something that happens randomly. You have to also realize this is the holiday season. This is Christmas time. This is when sales should be the highest that they've ever been, when in reality I was pulling $5,000 days back in September. And I'll show you that account when I go into my actual eBay account here. Here's another one. This was my biggest account. This was up over 100, maybe 120, 175,000 impressions, all the way down to the same low amount of just absolutely nothing. And I'll show you how to check your promoted listing impressions. That's the whole point of this video. But also, you can check your sales as well. You can check your clicks, and I'll show you how to do that. But you can check your sales. So these are my PayPal sales, and this had 3 accounts connected to it. Those 2, and then another one that I actually did completely close down that account, so I can't even get into it. As you can see, September, I believe it was 196,000 in sales is what I did. October is down here at like 145, still not bad. November is a little under 100,000, and December is 87,000 with way less transactions. And as I said, this is the holiday season. November and December should be higher than September and October in any sort of business, pretty much anywhere. So just the fact that this was going on, it clearly shows that eBay is against what we were doing back in 2018. If you think about it, promoted listings guarantees eBay that they're going to be making an extra 1, 2, 3% on any sale that you do through the promoted listings. Why would eBay not want that money? That's free money going towards them. But if you think about it in one way, even if they are making more money that way, they are also raising the brand awareness of Amazon, because all of these packages they know are coming from Amazon. So over time, they are probably still going to be losing money no matter what. And that's why they are shutting down on this method of doing it, and really making it hard for us to go this way, which is why I've completely changed my method and gone on to the manual dropshipping method that I'm teaching inside of my course nowadays. So if you do want to find out how to see your promoted listings, your impressions, your clicks, and your sales, then I am going to go into my computer and show you right now how to do so. All right, so here I'm inside of my computer, and this is one of my old accounts that I got flagged on, and I probably stopped selling on almost 5 months ago, I would say, maybe 4.5 months ago. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to figure out if your account's flagged and how to look at your promoted listings, impressions, and also how to go check out your sales over time, over like a 3-month span, in order to see also if there's a huge drop in sales. And of course, there are a bunch of different factors that can come into play. So you're going to have to really think about what your current situation is. Were you making a lot more sales back in the day? Was it a seasonal time and other things like that? But I will prove to you that my promoted listings dropped over the winter season during the holidays of this year or last year. And I never really bounced back. So you would expect to make more sales in November and December than you would in September and October. So if you're in the Seller Hub, I highly suggest using the Seller Hub. If you don't have the Seller Hub, just type in eBay Seller Hub and log into it. It's just a different form of looking at your eBay account. And right here, you will realize that there's marketing. And if you're running promoted listings, which I'm currently not, if you hover over marketing, there will be a drop-down box. But if not, I just right-clicked and I opened a new tab. And also, if you hover over performance, this is where you're going to find your sales. So first off, let's go look at the promoted listings. So you right-click on marketing, open a new tab. And this is what it's going to look like. And down here, if you don't have the tab that says promoted listings that drops down, you can also just click right here for promoted listings. So once you click that, I opened it in a new tab right here, and this is the promoted listings dashboard. As you can tell, eBay's already all over the place because of the fact that I have one click on my promoted listings when I haven't listed in the last 30 days, and I don't even have a single impression. So what is an impression? An impression is anytime somebody scrolls through like their eBay feed and your item shows up, whether they click on it or not, that's an impression. A click is a click onto that listing from the impression. So that's how you can get your click-through rate and other things like that. But eBay doesn't really calculate that. And then sold is if somebody sees it, clicks on it, and then buys it. So obviously sold is going to be the lowest. Clicks is going to be the second lowest. Impressions are going to be the highest.
So up here, there's the last 31 days. You can actually click this drop down box and click custom. So if I click custom right here, I'll bring you back to September 1st, 2018, when this account was doing really well. And we'll go to December 31st of 2018, pretty much when everything had already died. You would think, obviously, over the September 1st to December 31st, you would think that the sales would go up over time because it is the holiday season, it is Christmas, it is Q4, it's the biggest, most sales season of the year. So, but if we click apply here, you will notice it leads you to clicks right away. You can click impressions. You can also click sold. The impressions is going to give you the smoothest graph. The clicks is going to be a little bit less smooth, and then the sold is going to be a little bit more sporadic. But if you look at the impressions over time, I mean, September 1st, I was getting 83,000 impressions in one day. September 12th was 94,000. This may have been where I took a few items off, or maybe when I saw an initial dip in promoted listings. So then I lowered my margins, and then it went up a little bit. But as you can tell, pretty much November 1st, right when it was my birthday that day, pretty much everything died. And, you know, I didn't get over 2,000. Really, it was not over 2,000, even lower, like 600 impressions on December 12th. I mean, that's pretty much going to be prime time for somebody buying some last minute Christmas gifts here. And I wasn't seeing any traffic. And, you know, you can bring this up to the eBay reps till the cows come home. They're like, well, yeah, it does look like there was an issue. Maybe your items changed, or, you know, maybe it was just your items weren't seasonal, which is just, you know, them just completely lying to you. They're never going to tell you the truth. But you're going to have to take matters into your own hand to see, you know, what if you are flagged or not. So maybe you didn't have as many items up as me, but I am getting impressions like this on my manual store with literally 500 items. So the thing is it really depends on how, you know, how flagged your account is. It seems like even at this point in time, my account may have been semi-flagged. We can go back to a later point in time and actually check. I don't think I've actually done this. We can go all the way back to like maybe August, or we'll go to July and see what's happening here, to December. And we'll just check the impressions. Obviously, search around. If your account hasn't been around for as long as mine had been or anything like that, you know, obviously there's going to be differences in your situation compared to mine. So as it loads, it does seem like the highest day I actually hit was August 28th. That's 113,000 impressions in one day. That's pretty damn good. But with the amount of items that were listed, that's still not even that great, because I'm hitting that with like 500 manual listings listed. And this was definitely in the thousands of items. They definitely had already put a prior flag going on probably around the fall that happened like mid-April last year. So, you know, this is just really how you're going to want to go and look at your items, see how the clicks are, see how the sold is. If you see a downward trend with pretty much a flat line at the bottom, then you are flagged. But if you do want to look at one thing, this flat line started, you know, November. So if I do a custom right here, and you go to November 2018, and then just go to the end of November of 2018, you're going to be in a smaller subset. You're going to be in only the time where, you know, you were already flagged. So if you click on your clicks, and if you look at your impressions, it might actually look like, you know, your account is doing something. But in reality, or if you did it even a smaller subset of like November, you know, custom of November, well, let's do December 1st to December 14th or something like that. That's a 2-week subset when I'm already clearly very flagged. And it's not going to look as drastic because of the fact that we're in a smaller subset of data where it's just going to be sitting there and you can't really tell. I mean, this kind of looks like, oh, it could be something. And it does look arbitrarily high, but you have to look at a larger scale of time. And if you had something that was a lot higher and it dropped to pretty much nothing, then that's really what you're looking for here. So another thing to check for, like I said, is your sales. So you can go back to the overview section, hover over performance, right click and open sales. And I have that right here. And over time, September 1st or September 3rd, I hit 5,200 in sales on this one account, all the way down to in November 25th, I hit 1,000. November 16th, I hit 300. So you can definitely tell that over time in the holiday season, there is an issue here. I mean, sure, October 25th, I did hit 3,600. Could have been a fluke, but the overall just curve of this graph is going strictly down. And you are going to want to take a large sample set of, you know, maybe 1 to 2 months if your account's been open that long. If not, see how your account did over that first month and really just try to evaluate it yourself. If you were up extremely high in your impressions, you didn't change anything. If anything, you listed items over time and your impressions are still going down and your sales are going down, then you are 100% flagged and you need to do something about it. And that's what I'm going to tell you what to do when we go back into my PowerPoint slide. All right, so hopefully after seeing that part of the video, you do realize that flagging is a thing. It's happening. Most people are getting hit with it. You might not know how to actually check it, but now you do. So in conclusion, being flagged drastically affects sales. It's pretty obvious. It is evident in my sales. It's evident in a lot of other people's sales and all the Facebook groups, anybody out there. There's tons of people posting, was making sales, now I'm not. How do I check if I'm getting flagged? And that's what this video is for. So you can very clearly see it in your promoted listings and your impressions and your clicks and your sales. Obviously, the impressions is the telltale, very smooth giveaway as to what's happening and just a drastic decrease in impressions over time. If you do not run promoted listings and you think you're flagged and your sales have fallen, one thing you can do is you can run a campaign and you can check. If you want to start a promoted listing campaign, I do have a video on how to start a promoted listing campaign, and that'll be up in the top right where the little eye is. That'll pop out. You can click on that if you want to. Also, manual dropshipping is the only current way that I know to avoid flag. And it's not manual as in you have to do everything by yourself. It's just manual in the fact that it's different than automated API connecting through the softwares. And I have other videos out there on how to do so. I have a whole entire manual dropshipping playlist, which I will also tag up there in the top right with the eye. So manual dropshipping also causes less errors. So one thing you need to realize is that eBay is highly cracking down on refunds and returns. First off, PayPal starting May 7th won't even give you your PayPal fees back. That means you're just losing extra money every return and refund you have. I'm sure there's probably going to end up being a way around it. I've been thinking up ways around it, but just avoid them at all costs. If you have high levels of returns in any type of specific category, then you're also going to get hit with extra fees, 4% extra fees on top of that. If you have way too many cases and way too many different return cases and stuff like that, sorry, I'm making an Amazon sale as that happens. You're going to get, there's a chance that you don't close out the case in time or anything like that, which there's a chance that you're going to go below standard, which means that if you do go below standard, you get hit with another extra 4% fees on top of it. So you really just want to run a tightly run ship. And the only way to do so is have very small amount of listings that are very well curated, that aren't going to have high rates of return, that the customers are going to love. And if they do get returned, address that question and really go about that. So that's what I've been trying to go about in the last month, showing you guys, and hopefully you guys are catching on. So my question here is, are you convinced yet that getting flagged is a thing? Because I still believe that there's people out there going, oh, it's not a thing, I'm still doing well. And I think that there's some reputations out there to save or some ego to hold on to. But if you really want to have success and see success in 2019, then this, you're going to have to come to terms with it and realize that you are being flagged. You are most likely being flagged for what you're doing. So in conclusion, please post any of your questions below. I'll be sure to answer all of them. As the little Lego man always says, don't be afraid to ask your questions. The only stupid question is one that you don't ask. If you found this helpful, please be sure to subscribe. And when you do subscribe, please hit the bell notification, because that is the only way that you will be able to see my videos and get notified of my videos every time I post one. I'm trying to post 3 a week nowadays. And so far last week I did hit it. So hopefully this week I do as well. I also do have something in the description down below that it says new YouTube video notification. That will message you via Facebook if that's what you want, if that's what you're more on, Facebook Messenger. And it'll just be a non-intrusive message. You can click that as well. That's something I set up personally for you guys. Also, stay in tune for a possible deal that is coming out for our course, because there was a little mistake that we had that went on the other day where our website wasn't working properly. If we have your email, then you will get hit with an email for it. If you already have the course, then keep on killing it with the course. We've been seeing great success. One of my students just said it was his second month the other day drop shipping, and he's about to hit 17,000 in his second 30 days. So that's pretty awesome. His first month he did 2,000. Second month he bumped it up to 17,000. So the results are there. People that are taking action are seeing success, and you just need to jump in and take the action. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.